Donald Duck stands on his porch, chest puffed out, reading a book titled Surviving the Wild. He looks at his perfectly manicured backyard, as if it were the untamed Amazon. "The great outdoors calls," he declares dramatically. "Tonight, I become one with nature." He unveils his gear, a massive 10-person tent, a sleeping bag rated for -50 degrees, a collapsible kayak for the bird bath, and a flint and steel for starting a fire. Huey, Dewey, and Louie watch from the window, shaking their heads with amused smiles. "Uncle Donald," Huey says, "are you sure you need bear spray for the backyard? You can never be too careful." Donald quacks back, strapping the canister to his belt. Dewey whispers, "The only bear out here is Mr. Johnson's grumpy cat." The tent assembly is a disaster. Holes spring open, hitting Donald in the face. The instructions are in a language he can't read. He ends up with a lopsided, sagging mess that looks more like a modern art sculpture than a shelter. After an hour of struggle, the tent is semi-standing, held up with a combination of rope, garden twine, and hope. Donald proudly places his folding chair outside it, declaring his backyard Duckworth Wilderness Camp. Dinner time. Donald decides to cook authentic wilderness stew on a tiny camp stove. He dramatically adds ingredients: a can of beans, a hot dog, and some suspicious-looking wild mushrooms he found near the fence. Trying to start a campfire in his portable grill, Donald uses too much lighter fluid. A fireball erupts, singeing his feathers and setting off the neighbor's smoke alarm. A fire truck briefly shows up, much to his humiliation. The stew is inedible. The beans are burnt, the hot dog is frozen in the middle, and the mushrooms have a peculiar glow. The nephews wisely stick to the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches they packed secretly. As darkness falls, Donald's bravery wanes. Every rustle of a leaf is a vicious predator. A cricket chirping is a warning call. A raccoon knocking over a trash can become a ferocious woodland beast invasion. Donald, shining his powerful flashlight around, gets spooked by his own shadow, which is magnified and distorted on the side of his house. He ends up in a frantic, comical fight with the shadowy giant, shouting challenges into the night. A gentle sprinkler, set on a timer, activates at midnight. It soaks Donald's tent, creating a small, muddy lake inside. He wakes up sputtering, floating on his air mattress in 2 inches of water. Cold, wet, and hungry, Donald attempts a stealthy raid on his own kitchen. He tiptoes past the sleeping nephews, only to trip over a toy train and land face first in a bowl of leftover pudding the boys had left out as a trap. Sitting in the kitchen, covered in pudding and defeat, Donald is ready to give up. But then he sees his nephews. They've come inside, not to mock him, but to join him. They brought marshmallows, chocolate, and graham crackers. "Maybe the best campsites are the ones with a roof," Huey suggests. So, they build a magnificent blanket fort in the living room. It's cozy, dry, and predator-free. They roast marshmallows over a flashlight beam and tell silly stories. Donald, finally relaxed, tells an exaggerated tale of his battle with the shadow beast, making the nephews laugh until they cry. It's a perfect, heartwarming campout. In the morning, all 4 of them are fast asleep in a pile of blankets and pillows inside the fort. Donald opens one eye and smiles. His backyard camping trip was a hilarious failure, but his living room campout was a roaring success.